Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of MagicReviewed.com. You know the old saying, time is money. And there must be a lot of time in here because it's a lot of money. It's 45 bucks. So when you consider everything you're getting, it's not too pricey. But basically this is the gist of it. You're getting a bill change, which is just, there's nothing extra in the video for that. I mean in the package for that. It's a visual bill change where you have a, whatever, a $1 bill or whatever, and it's, sticking out of your hand here. Here's my fake money. We'll use index cards, So it's folded up, into nice quarters, not messy ones like this. And it's here, and then you go down and back up, and now it's a 10 or a 100 or whatever. And you immediately unfold it and hand it out. Now, why am I not actually performing it for you? Because I didn't take the time to make the gimmick, and I never have cash on me. And it's not something that I'm just going to be able to easily do first time I try it. It's going to take some practice. But based on watching the video, it's a very simple method overall. I just haven't put in the practice time, so I didn't want to accidentally expose it for you. But that's the basic gist of what's happening. And then you learn a couple different routines and ways to use that bill change. Probably the cleverest thing on there, in my opinion, there's only 3 or 4 tricks on there, but this uses a combination of this bill change with a gimmick that comes with the DVD and Jay Sankey's full view switch from his paperclip effect. And those 3 together is very, very effective way to very clearly show a $100 bill on a little clothespin, and then whatever, a $1 bill on a clothespin, and you have the spectator put one in their hand, and then you take the other one and you do that bill change, and now it's whatever one was in their hand, it's now in your fingertips, and then they open their hand and then they can see it before you even touch it that it's changed to the other bill. You pick it up and unfold, remove the clip, unfold it, and hand it out, and you're clean. Everything's examinable thanks to the bill change and this gimmick and Jay Sankey's full view switch. You put all 3 of those together, and you got a really, really cool effect. But again, if you're not into that kind of effect, then who cares? I'm just telling you the method for that. Super clever, very doable, and within the reach of anybody that does even basic sleight of hand. The other thing you get is this torn and restored bill. Now, so imagine this is my bill. You tear it in half, and you really do clearly tear it off, and you throw it away. You put it in your pocket, whatever. And then you take that same piece, so you tear it off, and then this is not prepared, but you just do this, and now the piece is here. And then literally you snap, and visually the 4th corner just appears, and you can immediately, so you're now in this position where you're just holding the bill, and you can just turn it over and show. You can't hand it out, but you can show both sides of it. And the reset on that's surprisingly pretty easy. You do need a moment alone to do it. It's not going to happen right in front of the audience because you really did tear a bill, so you got to replace this little special gimmick with a bill that you can tear again in a moment. But it's still, I think it's reasonably doable. Now you get with the DVD the gimmick that makes all that happen. You have to hook up some bills to it to make it all work, but it's very simple, and plus it gives you the extra stuff to make another gimmick if you wanted to, and it tells you where to buy the other stuff that's needed if you wanted to make a whole bunch more gimmicks. So it's everything you need is in there. So for 45 bucks, the reason that I give it a little bit of a hit was, you get a couple gimmicks and you get some pretty clever stuff. So 45 bucks isn't too bad, but the production quality, excuse me, water time apparently. The production quality is terrible. The lighting's bad. He speaks in, I believe he's Korean. Yeah, it's Korean. So he speaks Korean, and you just have to look at subtext on the screen, which is always hard to follow. And so, now, I will say that the methods, even though they're pretty intricate sleight of hand, the camera angles and stuff were pretty good, and it was pretty easy to learn what you needed to learn. And they did have this, it was annoying, but it was bittersweet thing that was good and bad at the same time. You click play all, and all it does is goes to the menu where you can choose which trick you want to learn. And then you click on that, and it goes to another menu where you choose, do you want to see the performance? Do you want to, I called it lecture, which was the explanation, or do you want to see there's a third option, like in-depth view or something like that. So, yeah, every single trick you had to go through that process. That was a little annoying, but if you wanted to skip portions of it, it was easy to get around and do that. And and then it did have this, you know, the in-depth one or whatever it was called was like an over-the-shoulder shot, which made everything clear. And then at the end, he showed a full routine where he combined a couple of the ideas together. So overall, the production quality wasn't terrible, but it was. I think I did use the word terrible a minute ago, so maybe I'll stick with that word. But it wasn't so terrible that you couldn't learn what you needed to learn. But these ones that are, I'm not saying that every magic product in the world should be produced in English. You know, that's foolish and selfish and egotistical of me to think that. But it is frustrating to get a product in a language I don't speak and then have to read the subtitles. And so it's hard to look at the subtitles and look at the performer and keep going back and forth to learn it. But at the same time, you've probably heard me complain that I don't like them to dub it over either because it's annoying. But all the ones I've had where they've dubbed it over, the guy is still speaking his native tongue, and then the English guy is speaking over that, and you can kind of hear them both. So just mute the other language and then speak it in English. Or not. You know, again, I don't expect that every product has to make an English version. Just like, I mean, I make my few products, they're all English speaking. I don't make them in French or whatever, but I sell them in other countries. So I can't let that be a negative thing. But just knowing if you do speak English and not Korean, or if you speak any other language and not Korean, this might be a little bit harder to follow. And it does have subtitles. I just don't know if it has them in any other language. But I don't even think you need them. I really don't. Because most of the stuff is pretty clear by watching him do what he's doing. So, I've rambled on long enough. Let's see what the random iTunes song of the moment is today. And by the way, I don't know if I said it already, but I gave that 4 stars, Stone Status of Gem. And did you guys hear that weird echo just a second ago? I was right when I opened my laptop. I wonder if that was weird. I've got my iPhone plugged into my laptop. I wonder if there's some weird echo feedback thing. Anyway, oh man, classic. Twisted Sister. This is a, oh man, didn't mean to do that. You heard Starry Starry Nights there almost. I was meant to pause it and I hit the forward button. Out on the Streets by Twisted Sister. You guys might remember back in the day when you could still get like records, and I had the Twisted Sister come out and play record, and you know, big record, and on the cover it has Dee Snider. Well, actually, what on the cover is a manhole cover, like a sewer cover lid, but it was a pop out. So you lift up the lid of the sewer cover, or the manhole cover, and this pop out of Dee Snider, like, you know, with his makeup and everything on, and it was awesome. Anyway, that's a great album, by the way. Come out and play. It's got a lot of great stuff on there. This particular tune is called Out on the Streets. So, if you're an 80s fan, I told you it's 80s week. I've gotten 3 or 4 of those in a row now. So, onward with 80s week, the random iTunes song of the moment, Out on the Streets, Twisted Sister. See y'all in the next review. Peace and out.